Hello and welcome to at 100, 01 or 02. If you're watching this video, if you're registered for this class, I'm gonna be your professor, Dr. Rod Zabel. For this semester, we will be working together to find out more and learn about the historical, philosophical, legal, and ethical and social foundation of American education. These are some very important issues and give you some basic understanding of um, how education have been started in the United States and some of the issues and challenges as you choose your career to be an educator. Along with this class, you have 25 hours of field experience that I will make sure that you're prepared before you start those field experience hours. During this first week, our class is going to be online because I'm attending a conference, I'm presenting in a conference, so I won't be back until January 8th. So all of our class during this first week is going to be online. So I'm recording some of the instruction for the different activities that you need to complete. Hopefully you will find this video helpful. When you enter the course, you will see a welcome page. That's the first page that you will land on. There is some basic information about the course goals and objectives, a little information, detailed information about myself and my expectations on the communication for this class, the policies and requirements and grading scale. I also have a direct link to the book from the publisher. You may choose to use this link, but if not, you can use the Wartburg bookstore link. One thing that I want you to make sure you do when you're purchasing your book, you want to make sure that you are buying the digital enhanced book. The enhanced is the key term because if it's not an enhanced form of the book, it may not let you complete the activities that you're required to complete during this semester. So you want to make sure that you're buying the appropriate copy of this book. The next thing that you want to do, so the first day on Monday until Wednesday, you're required to read this page, welcome, and the syllabus. The syllabus has its own page on this course. One thing that you can do to make it easier for you to read is to click on this link, the orange link on the top, and that would make it a full page. I always like to use command and plus button on my laptop to make it larger. It just helps when reading the text. What I need you to read before Wednesday, 11 p.m. when your assignment is due, is the beginning of the syllabus. So I have the information, office hours, the expectations, the course objectives, and some of the overall requirements. So for example, I do not accept email submissions in that class. I do not allow more than 3 missing. I do not want you to miss more than 3 sessions of the class during this semester. So these are very important expectations that I have that are listed here. Also, some of the expectations that you can expect to have from me during the semester. So this will work very well if it will work very well if you're aware of these expectations. These two courses, the Ed 100 and Ed 181, which is your field experience, are co-requisite. So if you fail one, it means that you fail the other one too. And for me, it's very important to make you aware, make you prepared so that you're successfully completing both of these courses. For you, it is very important to read these first few pages. I know some of these, like the standards, may be too much, but it's just enough that you make yourself familiar and be able to ask some questions that you may have about them. So at the end of this syllabus, you see that I have the course schedule, and I've said that it is a tentative schedule and subject to change. based on what I get to know about you, the needs of the class, but most of the time it is not changing too much. The due dates are very important, especially for this week that is online. It's very important to read this first week activities that you need to complete on each day. Some of them are due on January 8th, some of them are due by 11 p.m. on January 10th. It is very important to complete these activities way ahead of that time. If you wait until 10 p.m., you may not be able to complete the whole reading or be able to ask your questions. So it's very important that you take some time, 2 to 3 hours on each of these days to complete the tasks that are assigned to those days. So some of the things that you need to do during this first week is to review my workbook introduction, which was on welcome, and the syllabus. So reading this syllabus at least up to this first week of the class, the first week of the schedule. So it's almost like 11 to 12 pages, some detailed information about the program and the course. I want you to read this, and then you can click on week 1 and you will see that I have assignments listed there for you where you can submit what you need to submit to me. So what I like to do for this class, I have the weekly assignments listed here. Do not start assignments for the future weeks because I release the new assignments on the Sunday before that week starts. So if you complete some assignments earlier, you may miss points because I may make some changes. You may not meet the requirements for that assignment, and that may not just work well. So definitely do not start the weeks ahead of time, even if it's released to you. And I also recommend that do not use the coursework page unless I ask you to. I say that because I have a link to every assignment submission that you have on the week that we are in. So on January 6th until January 11th, you're going to be working on the assignments that are listed on week 1. You can use the syllabus and the schedule for accessing to the links or knowing the dates. I also have the important dates and assignments listed at the beginning of each week. So like here, you see that Monday, watching the instructor video, which is this video, and reading the welcome and syllabus page is what you need to work on. So between Monday and Wednesday, you need to work on that. On Wednesday, you need to make sure that you read the field experience handbook, which I have a link here on this first week page. And you also need to sign the syllabus contract. So it says that contract for the syllabus is due. And if you scroll down, you see that I have a link here to the syllabus contract. So what you need to do, you need to select the section that you are in. You will say, after you read the syllabus, you need to say that you have read and understood the syllabus, or if you have questions, you need to make, and you need to print your full name. Make sure that you're putting your name as it's listed on my workbook or your roster. And then you can type your questions that you may have. So you may have read the syllabus, but you have a question about certain thing like the attendance policy. So you can type numbers and type your question. You can type as many questions as you have, or if you have a concern. Sometimes my students have important dates that they know that they will be missing class. They need to communicate that with me, or some disability that they would like me to be aware of, and something that I may be able to help them. So if you type any of those here, this is gonna stay with me. And as long as it's not something that is putting your life in danger, it is not gonna be shared with anyone. After you complete this form, go ahead and hit submit. And that's it, what you need to do for a syllabus and a welcome page. One other assignment that you have that is due on Friday is to complete the contract for the field experience expectations and handbook. So after you read this field experience handbook on Saturday 11th or before that, you need to make sure that you click on the field experience handbook contract, and the same thing, you need to fill your full name, the section of your class, if you're morning or afternoon, hit agree that you have read the field experience handbook, and if you have questions, you have asked them. This is very important. You may have a lot of questions, I'm sure you do, and I hope you do have a lot of questions about your field experience, about the class, and I want to make sure that you have the time to read and ask those questions ahead of time. On Monday, the 13th of January, when we meet in class in Library Curriculum Lab, or C-Lab as it's listed. So it is, when you come through CADIT, it is down the stairs on the left-hand side. It is that big classroom with the windows towards the yard. So I will meet you there, and I will go over some of the questions that a lot of you had asked and make sure that I'm answering most of the question and give you some more time to ask questions if there's something that I have missed. So Monday the 13th class is also very important. That first week class is very important to attend because I'm going over the field experience expectations, your communication with your teacher, and I will also let you know where you've been assigned on that second week of the class. So we will talk about those information. So it's very important to be in class and present on that second week of the class. This is what you need to complete for during the first week. Our class is going to be fully online because I'm attending the conference. But if you have any question, reach out to me by email, or if you need to talk, feel free to shoot me your preferred method of contact and I will contact you. I do have the weekly task list under every week. So this is going to help you if you want to print this out and just check them off. You can make sure that you have done everything that you were required to do in each week. For every hour spent in the class, you are required to spend 2 hours outside of the class. So for this week, because it's online, you have to reserve something between 8 to 9 hours of time to complete the tasks that are assigned to you. You may be able to complete them sooner, but you definitely want to make sure that you're reserving that time because it may take you longer. So definitely start working on those assignments, pay attention to the due dates, and make sure you're completing the assignments before the due date and before the due time. One important thing that you will read in the syllabus is that I'm not accepting late submission and I'm not accepting email submissions. Because if you submit an assignment through an email to me, it may get lost, and it's just so much back and forth communication, and it leads to some issues that we don't want to face during the semester. So make sure that you make yourself familiar with my workbook and make sure that you're writing down the important due dates on every week as we start working on them. So this is it. I look forward to see you on Monday, January 13th. Let me know if you have questions as you complete these assignments. Thank you. Bye-bye.